So I'm Jagtar Singh. I'm the national lead for the Asian Fire Service Association, AFSA, former Chief Fire Officer, former Chair of an NHS Trust. I'm now 70 years of age, and today I've been asked to reflect on my leadership lessons. I've tried to divide it into 7 key lessons for 7 decades that I've been alive. So here we go. Let's see how this works. First of all, I think leadership is all about team. I've learned through my younger days as a sports person, cricketer, golfer, footballer, that it's not about the individual, it's about the team. If you focus on the team will always win. When you're looking at individual superstars and individual performances, they may lift you for 1 or 2 performances, but to win and consistently win, you must all work together as a team. The next thing I've learned through my life is allyship. Nobody achieves anything on their own. Whilst team is important, allyship is even more important. It's important that you build relationships, you build partnerships, you build people who support you, people you can turn to in adversity, people you can turn to when you've done well and celebrate with them. Celebration is just as important as when you're thinking about things that could have gone better. The next thing is about clarity of purpose. What's your purpose? Why are you here? I'll tell you a little story about when I went to organise a conference around multi-faith, and a Buddhist monk said to me once, he said, "Jack, why are you here?" At that time, 30 years ago, my purpose was to organise a conference. When I told him I was there to organise a conference, he said to me, "Jack, no, what's your purpose on earth?" 30 years on, I still focus on what's my purpose, what's my legacy. So understand your clarity of purpose. The next thing is a glib comment many people go and talk about. They talk about values. What are your values? How do you practice your values? How do you behave? How do you practice integrity? How do you practice listening to people? How do you practice authenticity? It's not important that you can talk the values. It's how do you walk the values and how do you make people feel after you walked away. The next one is listening with intent. If you listen to people you work with, your family and friends, and you respond back and you demonstrate you actually truly listened to when they gave you ideas, when they offered you advice and support, that's listening. The next thing I've learned over the years as a senior board member, all that I've just said is important, but even more important is communications. Often communications are used as bland ways of getting your core message of the organisation across, sending your strategy across. It's not. It's what are you communicating? How are you communicating? How is it landing? And then to ensure that you take feedback, going back to listening, how do you take feedback when the communication isn't landing? How do you reflect? How do you change your communication strategies? And finally, I'd like to finish on my 7th comment, which is about lead by example. Leading by example means you're not leading because you've got rank markings on your shoulders. You're not leading because you've got a position. You're leading because others believe in you. You're leading because you built fellowship. Fellowship is so important. Thank you for the opportunity to share my 7 decades of learning around leadership.